Now I think that it's time for another guest to be present in our town hall. He's a friend of us. He's already been with us in the past. He also hosted both me and Session during Project Catalyst Sprint, so we are very attached to him. But we were talking before about the future that should be multi-protocol, and yes, Blueshift is one of the answers to this question. Pete, are you with us? Take it away.
Yes.
Hey, Pete.
Uh,
Thank you.
good. Everything's working, I'm assuming?
Yes, everything is
Yeah.
working.
All right, okay. So I'll give a bit of an overview of Blueshift for those that don't know what it is, and then some of these brand new integrations and things that we've bringing to the community at the moment. So for those that don't know, Blueshift is a DEX, a portfolio-based DEX, but built over on the Milcometer sidechain for Cardano. So it's all EVM based as opposed to being built on Plutus, Haskell, and that stack for Cardano. Now, we launched over a year and a half ago. I think it's about a year and a half. And the really cool thing about it is that we've been integrating and expanding to different chains. So the brand new thing about Blueshift is not just the portfolio-based approach where we've got baskets of tokens. We're now also expanding over to different chains. So now it makes the DEX itself a cross-chain DEX being enabled on Algorand, A1, which is the Milcometer sidechain rollup, for Algorand. We're also expanded over to Kava and then also to Polygon now. So the DEX continuously grows, will grow alongside Milcometer and everything that DC Spark do. So it's a fantastic team there and a partnership between Blueshift and Milcometer, and will continuously grow as their ecosystem grows. Now, with that, the team has built a underlying infrastructure built on top of the Cosmos SDK, and that is the Blues Chains protocol. And now this Blues Chains is a application-specific blockchain. It's a layer 0 blockchain that connects all of those chains together and allows for cross-chain swaps. So any of those chains that we're connected to and will expand to in the future, you can do swaps directly from Milcometer C1 over to Polygon, Algorand to Kava, etc., etc. So we've got a lot of tech and whatnot behind everything to make that all possible. And that's I guess, a bit of an overview of what Blueshift is and how we're involved in the ecosystem. But the really cool thing, so these are some brand new things that just came out over the last month. And Milcometer have launched a couple of their features of Milcometer V2, and one of them is wrapped smart contracts. And wrapped smart contracts allows any dApp that is built on the EVM side to interact with Cardano native wallets. So one of the biggest barriers and things that stopped a lot of people coming onto Milcometer is its usability. You'd have to pull up a MetaMask wallet, an EVM-based wallet, and then start interacting that way. So if a Cardano native user doesn't have an EVM wallet, doesn't have a MetaMask, whatever, it's that really barrier and friction to get over there. So now with Wrap Smart Contracts, you can connect your Cardano native wallets such as Eternal, Typhon, and Flint. They're the wallets that we support at the moment. You can connect that particular any of those wallets and then interact with the EVM side of things on Milcometer directly from your Cardano wallet. So it takes away that level of friction and allows a Cardano native user to actually interact with an EVM-based DEX. So what the team have done is they've integrated that in, but then also integrated in the EVM, not the EVM, the Blues chain cross-chain capabilities with that. So now a user on the Cardano side can swap ADA, native ADA, and then swap it to Polygon, for example, for native Matic. So a user can type in, go to the DEX, connect their Cardano wallet, type in the amount of ADA they want to swap, and then swap that for Matic on the Polygon side. And this is all done in a couple of steps. It takes a little bit of time because the ADA does need to bridge over to Milcometer C1, but once it's over there, the swap happens almost instantaneously and you have Matic appearing in your EVM-based wallet on the other side. So a lot of this tech is really helping with Cardano's cross-chain an interoperability mission. And with more of this type of innovation that we see in the space, we'll see more and more chains connected to Cardano, and more interoperability in the space. So we're super excited to enable that type of functionality, bring more interoperability to Cardano, and to allow users to experience what EVM-based side of things can offer, secure EVM-based side of things, directly from Cardano native wallet. So now you can interact with the Cardano index over on Blueshift. You can get exposure, or other chains such as Polygon can get exposure to the Cardano index, start trading Copy, NMaker, Wi-Fi, Blues, and ADA itself directly on there. And, it's a really cool way of interacting and being a part of it. Now, probably the last thing I'll mention is a campaign that we have going on. Unfortunately, it will end at midnight on the 29th. So I'm getting really confused with the dates because it is the 29th for me. But we'll end at midnight, switch over from Friday to Saturday UTC. But we have a campaign thanks to Milkometer where any users that provide liquidity on the DEX into the Cardano index will can earn raffle tickets. For every $10 offered, for every $10 of liquidity put into that index, you get a raffle ticket, and that raffle ticket will be in the drawer to win from a 10,000 USD worth of a prize pool, and split up into 5 divisions. And anyone can gain access to that particular prize pool. So pretty good opportunity. Unfortunately, there's only about 24 hours left of that one. So if you're new to the ecosystem, I highly encourage you to try it out, see what it has to offer. You might be able to get into that prize pool as well before it closes up.
Great. Can you share the link with the community? And I don't know, Pete, would it be possible to have a glance by you sharing the screen of the DEX?
Oh, hang on. Let me just get a whole bunch of things up, and then, yeah, I can.
Yes, fantastic.
Great.
The URL to the DEX is blueshift.fi. So let me just load things up, and then I'll hit my share screen button. Just give me 1 second.
Yep.
And do I have a wallet that can connect to it?
What time is it at your place?
Less than
What
an hour.
time is it?
Like 9 a.m.?
9
No, I
a.m.?
mean,
No.
1 p.m. over here.
Right? 1 p.m. here? So for you, it's easy. What time is it at your place, Pete?
It is 3:20 a.m.
Oh, no.
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh.
Oh, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for
Thank
joining.
you.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
You know what? As
where's
a sign of gratitude, we will extend the time for Blueshift for the raffle. We just do that for you.
Thanks. All right. So this is the website. Let's go to the app. There we go. Let's launch the app itself. I won't go through a full swap because I have to do sign transactions and whatnot, and prefer that not to appear on screen.
Can I ask a question in the meantime?
Yep.
What do you say to Cardanos if they say, yeah, but EVM?
Yeah, it is extremely hard. The main arguments, it's EVM, it's not secure, etc., etc. But all this stuff here on Blueshift has been twice audited by CertiK. So in terms of the security side of things, it's been highly audited once, audited again, to ensure the security side of things. Then we've got the the Milkometer side of things, and their team building the Milkometer security layer. And it's been running for 2 years or so, and there's been not a hiccup on there either. The only downside with the negatives that we have experienced is wrapped assets and bridges that have been integrated into the different parts of the ecosystem. So a year and a bit ago, we had Nomad. So Nomad bridge a lot of assets over. We saw a lot of TVL increased, and that was all exciting. But of course, Nomad then had their breach on their side in their protocol. And that was really unfortunate. But, you know, a lot of these things, security breaches, whatever, it's really common in the EVM space because it has been around for a long time. And the Nomad hack, I'll just highlight that one. It was just a mistake from a developer that rolled out something. And on the Cardano side of things, we've just been really fortunate that no bad actors have, you know, done anything malicious within the ecosystem. For example, like that initial launch of MinSwap, that could have gone wrong. With those liquidity pools that were able to be replicated and then mint an unlimited amount of the LP tokens, that could have gone really, really badly for the ecosystem at the very beginning. But we had good actors in the ecosystem that acted accordingly and you know, alerted the teams as opposed to draining liquidity. That could have been a massive stain on the ecosystem.
The case where there was a very good collaboration, I think it was the Wing Riders team, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's correct.
Pointed out and then supported and getting it resolved very quickly, right?
Yep, that is the exact issue I was talking about. So, you know, that could have been someone that, you know, read the smart contracts, understood it very well, and just went, hey, I'm just going to make a quick buck and disappear. But, you know, they acted appropriately, and sure, they took a bounty or whatever it was, but, you know, there's no blemish on the Cardano name because of it.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And you know, there's other incidences of front running and everything else. So it does happen. Just that you know, it wasn't millions and millions of dollars that were sitting in front of someone, and that malicious actor could have just went, yeah, I'm going to take that millions and millions. Yeah. Anyway, on more positive thing, this is the Blueshift X. I'm already connected with a wallet. I don't know what wallet I'm connected with here. Typhon. So I'm already connected with my Typhon wallet. Now, when you actually get to the DEX, you will need to change the network. So here you can see we're connected to Cardano at the moment, but Polygon, Carver, A1 and C1. So depending on how you want to interact, you can connect to C1 and connect your EVM-based wallet if you want. In this case, I'm connected with Typhon. So here I can choose the amount of ADA I want to play around with. So I'll put in 10 here. And then here I can swap for Blues, which is a Cardano native token for Blueshift. But let's go and do something a little bit more tricky. Let's go and choose Polygon, for example. And then I can choose Matic. So here it is, it's allowing me to swap for Matic. There is liquidity on the Polygon side of things. And then here you can see where I can enter in an EVM-based wallet. So that could be an exchange wallet if you want, so you can directly push it over there, as long as you're choosing the address correctly, or your EVM-based wallet from MetaMask, whatever it is. The other interesting things and aspects on here, if I just go back to Cardano, these are all the tokens that you can see on the Milcometer side of things. So these ones here that don't have a little note are the tokens that are part of the Cardano index, and you can swap for them directly. So if I'm swapping for NMaker, for example, those particular tokens will be swapped and then bridged back to your wallet straight away. So it's a nice, quick, easy process to do that. Now, these other ones here, such as mod, so that's where it says on Milcometer. If you swap for that one, that tokens actually stay on Milcometer, but in an address that is mapped to your Cardano wallet, and only your Cardano wallet can sign interactions with that corresponding wallet to move assets in and out. And that's done with data signing with your particular Cardano wallet. So for those that don't know, mod is the JED version of Milcometer. So it's the implementation of JED, but on Milcometer. So they call it mod. Yeah, so that token will stay on your mapped wallet on Milkometer.
Pete, one question. The mod token, is it also from the Coty team or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things that people just don't know about. They don't do enough marketing or promotion about it. Let me just get it up here. Mod Jed. Okay, I typed in the completely wrong thing. Mod stablecoin Jed. There it is. That one.
Jed on Milkometer, yeah.
There we go. So can you see my screen with that one?
Yep, we can see.
Yeah, okay, cool. It changed over. So that's the implementation there. It's all done by the JED Alliance as well. The Milkometer team just implemented it. So it works exactly the same way, just done in the EVM side of things. So you connect your wallet here. They've also done wrap smart contracts with this as well. So you can connect your Flint wallet and wrap it that way. But it's primarily around the MetaMask and the EVM side of things. So that's it there. Now, if I just go back to this one here. So back to Blueshift side of things. Now, these other tokens here that are designated as CE or, yeah, these CE ones, they're all the bridged assets that have moved over to Milkometer. So CE represents seller, the seller bridge. So these are seller BNB, seller BUSD, etc., etc. So if you swap for any of those, you'll be having those tokens, but then it stays on the Milkometer side of things, mapped to your address for your Cardano wallet. We've also integrated in the portfolios as well. So if you want to provide liquidity to it, you can do it directly from your Cardano wallet as well. It is a little bit different because you will be providing liquidity in any of those tokens here. Let me just expand that. So you can add liquidity. Now it does it by a USD balance. So look at your wallet and go, all right, you've got 50 USD worth of assets here. So you have to then choose, I want to put in 10. And the DEX works out which tokens you want to put, which tokens you can put into the DEX based on what's in your wallet. So we go, yep, you got ADA, Blues. I also have some copy and NMaker, but the balance and ratios of this particular pool suggest that you don't put that in because you will have a bit of price impact for doing so. So it suggests which ones tokens are best for you to provide in. In this case, it's ADA and Blues. And then you can go through and provide liquidity. And that is, again, done through wrap smart contracts directly to the DEX. Now, what I meant by the price impact, because this index is made up of 5 tokens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one of those has a share percentage target on the pool. So the share target is 20% to make up 100% portion of the pool. But then the actual share of it at the moment, so Blues is just under 20%, Wi-Fi, NMaker, and Copy are above, and then the ADA percentage is quite low because it's a new token that was added in. So the DEX is trying to balance itself out back to that particular ratio of 20%. So when you add liquidity, it says, we already have too much Wi-Fi, Copy, and NMaker. We want more ADA and Blues. So anytime you add in liquidity, it will say, we want it in those particular tokens, not in those particular tokens. So I can untick that, but then it will say, oh, look, there's going to be a bit of a loss incurred because we don't want those tokens, and it tries to balance it out that way. So interesting mechanisms, a little bit to get your wrap your head around for the first time if you're using this type of setup. But that's the index. But then also we've got farming, so you can lock in your tokens and get earned farming rewards, and then also the yield pool itself as well, all integrated with wrap smart contracts. You can do it all natively with whatever wallet you're connected with on the Cardano ecosystem.
As far as I understand it, the public, I want to say, point out public liquidity pools here are a specialty. Because usually, from what I have understood, is when you want to swap between ecosystems, you most likely are to send your money somewhere to a private pool, and you don't see actually what's happening. So that's what I mostly have seen when you want to, for example, swap between ADA and Matic or ADA and XLM at one point, things like that. So I
Yeah.
think
So most people would like or even swap over to a centralized exchange and exit out that way, and then and re-enter back in. And for some people, that will incur multiple capital gains or tax liabilities going through there.
Yeah.
So it's interesting things that you have to deal with, whereas this reduces your amount of steps, and you can just go directly from one chain to another.
any
Very,
questions?
very interesting. So much to unpack here. But maybe Pete, you could share with us also in the chat section all the links which are relevant. Yeah, 24 hours. I need to hurry with that raffle, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. So let me just copy this one over as first, and let me just find that chat button there. So there, chat. That's
and also
the
feel
DEX
free
itself.
and also feel free to create a project in our Discord. It's another second home where you can publish anything that you want.
Sure
regarding
thing.
Blueshift.
Pete,
Sure
tell us
thing.
a little bit about the team. So I understand you have a collaboration with DC Spark, correct? Or you're basing your product on some of the DC Spark things with Milkomeda.
Yeah, so we work closely with Milkomeda because the original plan. Okay, let me start back. So Igor Mikhailov was probably the main reason. He's the main founder of the project, and he worked with the Digital Consortium Fund (DCF) back in the day when DCF existed. So he worked along Charles to look at that decentralized funding models and mechanisms with the Boston Consulting Group back, was it 2 years ago now? 2.5 years ago. Yeah. So that's what attracted me to Blueshift, because they were working with the VC side of things, and I wanted to learn about how projects did that. How do you approach VCs? How do you talk to VCs? How do you get funding from them? And they were all over it. That's their first point of call. So that was my exposure to that, and why I joined the project. There's also Igor Strutkov, who is the CTO, and he's got about a decade of experience in software development and managing teams, about 5 years on the blockchain side of things, building distributed ledger technology. So not just DApp creation, blockchain level stuff. Hence, they were able to build out on the Cosmos SDK and build a application specific blockchain. So a wealth of knowledge there, and his team build a lot of dApps and whatnot in the EVM side of things. So a lot of experience. And then I work alongside Zena, who's couldn't make it to the call. She's in Amsterdam at the moment for some I can't remember. It was like some CDEC conference or something. So she is the marketing magician of everything, and powers through and comes up with all these ideas and campaigns, and I come along for the ride, help her with those campaigns, and produce all the content for it. Then we've got our designer that helps with all this graphical work and whatnot. And there's about another four people, core people on the team. There's Alexei, who's one of the other co-founders, Sebastian, who's works in the university over there in Amsterdam. And then Bogdan, who is also the product manager, has been in the crypto space for a long time. So he knows a lot of these mechanics on how it works, is across everything from tokenomics to everything else around partnerships and whatnot. So he's a very good, valuable asset to have. There's more people on the team as well, but they're mostly developers that I don't get to interact with. So that's kind of a little bit overview of the team and everything around it itself. Now, in terms of the Milkomeda side of things, because we are we have been the leading DApp built on Milkometer. We get to work closely alongside Nico, Sebastian, Evo on the Milkometer DC Spark side of things, along everything that they do. And we test a lot of their stuff, like this Wrap Smart contract. We were the first team to implement it and bring it out to Milkometer, and pretty proud of it. It's we're going to see more of it as Pimer Studios builds more games, and the Wrap Smart contract starts to interact with Cardano native wallets. But at the moment, mostly just the DEX and DeFi side of things are utilizing it, and we're the first ones to bring it out to this kind of level. Very complex, and a lot of development work behind it.
Cool. Very, very interesting. Lots like always in the crypto space, right? The more you know, the more you have to learn. Yeah, but
or explain.
Yeah, it's constant. It's ever evolving, ever growing. Someone will come up with a brand new idea, such as Wrap Smart contracts, and yeah, it's more to take in every single day.
Very cool.
Amazing, really. Thank you for the nice explanation. It was really illuminating.
Not a problem. Not a problem. If anyone's got any questions, just reach out. I think most people know how to get into contact with me.
Perfect.
And
all right, Davide. Sorry.
One last one. Are you open then later for other projects? Because from what I have seen from one of your interviews, you're actually now one of the living bridges to other ecosystems, because you've been reaching out to all the other ecosystems without a name there, and making relations, building relations for Blueshift.
Yeah.
So it's been really stressful.
We've been working really, really hard with all these other chains that we're connected with to build a central repository index. So we've worked with our many Algorand projects for months on end to get them to join the Algorand index. I don't know how many projects we had meetings with, how many engagements, how many AMAs I've done on the Algorand side of things, but unfortunately, because of their market, because of the My Algo wallet vulnerability and all sorts of things, their ecosystem didn't work out too well. Hence, there's no Algorand index at the moment. Maybe when market conditions are better, they'll come back together, but I don't know. But we have a lot of relations and connections there, and we actually invited one of the projects to submit a Callus proposal to build their game from Algorand over to Cardano. So unfortunately, it didn't go too well. Didn't get voted in like many other projects, but it's at least that olive branch was put over there to entice them to come over, and one of the projects did. And of course, we're also working on the Polygon side of things now. We're talking with many projects on the Polygon ecosystem to try and build the Polygon index. We're almost there. We just need one more project to confirm, and then we'll have an index there. So, if people are interested in reaching out to Polygon side of things, we've got connections there. We've got many connections. And of course, all of those projects and ecosystems over there look at what we've done on the Cardano side and go, that's interesting. Maybe we can do something over on Cardano, or maybe we can integrate in like the Cardano index LP tokens, which is tradable, and then have it bridged over to the Polygon side of things, and then people can start trading the Cardano index LP token on Polygon. So it's interesting things that people can do like that to get exposure to Cardano without having to learn too much. They've got this cross-chain ecosystem to work it all in.
Wonderful. One last question from my side, and then I think we have to wrap up soon. To keep in the
bed
time.
Sounds good.
This is in interest of the young projects. From what I've learned, you also have a kind of a startup program or something for an index fund that you're building or planning out.
Yeah.
And how would people or young project approach you around that? Because you probably have a pretty rigid process.
Yeah, we go through a QA process for all of the tokens that may come in, but just reach out via our socials. Jump on Discord, jump on Telegram. The links are on the bottom of the website, so you can find everything there. But Zena and myself would, check out the project, have an interview with you guys. If you have a token that will fit in with the Cardano Startup Index, again, that's another index that we just need one more project, and then we can start launching that one there. We've got 2 other projects that are really, really keen to get going, but we need that liquidity there and token to be able to create that. And one of those projects in particular wants to expand over to the Polygon side of things, so they're just waiting so then they can have their token and then have it moved over to the Polygon side of things and get exposure there, and have Matic come in and have people buy it up from the Matic side to Cardano. So soon, just reach out, we'll make it happen.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Pete.
No problem.